Hello, fabulous superstar Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Synchronicity University is proud to present some absolutely incredible programs starting this month over at synchronicityuniversity.com with me looking at past lives in the astrology chart part 3. Mark Lawrenson, super popular superstar astrologer, teaching on the astrology of intimacy, and these incredible speakers only at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links below. It will be on the 5th of the month that we will have this month's full moon. This full moon takes place in fellow Earth sign Taurus, a part of the sky that represents heart and what you are really wanting in your heart of hearts in every area of life. It has to do with fun, happiness, creative fulfillment, and gambling is covered here as well. Now, I say this with a little bit of caution because we do have Saturn speaking in harmony with this full moon, but we've also got Jupiter. And what that suggests is there's a lot of good fortune with this full moon energy. However, Saturn tends to reward what it is that we have earned, especially over a period of time. And so as much as I'd like to say wild gains could be had, I think calculated risks are much more likely to be what pays off the most at this time. Now, consider this as well. It's just 2 days after the full moon that Uranus is going to move into this part of the sky. And Uranus is retrograding back here, spent a lot of time here since 2018. Now Uranus is back, wrapping up some loose ends before that planet will leave this same part of your sky, this heart-oriented part of the sky, not to return for about 8 decades to come. And it will be in April that Uranus will leave this part of the sky for a good long while. Now, having said that, full moons tend to bring with them fruition. It makes what you really feel come forward that much more readily. But you add Uranus into the mix, and this is an energy of truth and of surprise, but it's also a very analytical energy. And so as much as there might be emotion and possibility with the full moon, there's also very quickly you seeing things differently in some way. It's like reality itself starts to feel like it kicks in. And from there, you get to more honestly evaluate what it is that you feel you're really wanting. And so again, this part of the sky has to do with happiness. It has to do with what's fun for you to do. And fulfillment, creative projects. Now, I would also add romance is covered here. We'll talk about love a little bit later. The children in your life are covered here as well. So whether it's you feeling like a big kid or whether it is that there are children in your life, well, this is overall a very fortunate energy that does suggest the gains that are made at this time. They have the potential to bless your life for a very long time to come. On November 9, Mercury goes retro. Here we are again with another retrograde taking place. And the retrograde is divided amongst two parts of the sky. And so where Mercury begins its retrograde is the sign just before yours. And that is a part of the sky that has to do with what's happening on levels of soul, psyche, and spirit. And it is a part of the sky that has to do with karmic closures and karmic blessings. Having a Mercury retrograde here can be very important in how it helps you to understand where it is, perhaps even just energetically. You've been holding on too much to a past situation. And ultimately, having a Mercury retrograde here invites you to shift your own energy so that whatever it was in the past is forgiven in the way that it needs to, so that you can feel that sense of shift within you, which ultimately allows a greater sense of freedom into your own life. Ultimately, it is about what you are thinking and what you are feeling in particular that can go through a metamorphosis of sorts, where for some Capricorns, I think you'll get up and all of a sudden you realize that you feel different. That, oh, that thing that you were thinking way too much about, you're being obsessive about in some way, it just doesn't matter to you the same anymore. That can be very liberating. This part of the sky having to do with connecting deeply to a faith, especially a faith that tells you you have so much more yet to do in this lifetime. And you really do. I think that's part of what might stir for you. You might not find the actual answers, at least not while the retrograde is taking place, but the feeling will certainly be there. It'll be rising from within. Now, on the 19th of the month, that retrograde Mercury is going to move into a friendship part of your sky. And this is where Mercury really begins to get that much more active and interesting. And so when you have Mercury retrograde here, there can be a very uncanny way in which you run into people who are connected to you through friends, through group endeavors, and people who, well, it's almost like you least expected to see them, and then boom, there it is that they are. People you might know through social situations or your activities within groups. And reconnecting with these people might feel like it takes you by surprise. But here's the thing. We get this Mercury going retro. And then right away, Mercury does meet a brand new moon the following day on the 20th of the month. This full moon is such a powerful one. Now, it is filled with surprise. Uranus is standing across the sky from this full moon. So whatever realizations or surprises that are set to take place, including surprise reunions, can very well happen here. In fact, some of those reunions might feel downright shocking. But the new moon and the retrograde Mercury, traveling so close together, hand in hand, are going to become part of what is called a grand trine. This is a water grand trine. It is a larger configuration that is extremely fortunate, extremely easy energy. And the big players in this grand trine are going to be Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter. There's so much dreamy energy. Mercury is retrograde. You really are not seeing other people very clearly. Again, these could be friends, people you're connecting with in social situations. And so just know that it's wonderful to use this energy to be out and about, to connect with others, including socially, to attend certain gatherings, to gather with others professionally as well. And especially where it is that those connections have been ongoing, where it is that it isn't necessarily about the brand new people, but the people with whom you've already had contact with. Those relationships already feel strong and established. We get that with this new moon energy. And this part of the sky also has to do with really big opportunities opening up to you, the kind that align more with wishes, but it really is as a result of whom it is that you know. The thing you want to be careful of here is, it really is set to be like the last person you would expect. So you don't want to make a big deal about it. You don't want to push for sure in any way. But this is energy that says you running into the last person you expected just might end up being the most fortunate way in which bigger opportunity could find you. And the person you least thought it would come through might very well be the person it comes through at this time. And so pace yourself and be open to the possibilities, because that surprise factor that comes in, even though it takes a split second to figure out where you stand, after that, there's a sense of possibility, a sense of joy, and a meaningful sense of connection that can find you at this time. On the 29th of the month, it is going to be Mercury that goes direct. Now, where Mercury is in the last days of this month is where Mercury was right around the 19th of October and the days surrounding it. Whatever's happening as we get to the end of this month, it might give you a whole other perspective to what was taking place for you all the way back in the middle of October. And as you get to the end of this month, it's like a whole other perspective. And it's also kind of like a light bulb. It's like a realization. It is as if finally it feels like you get it, whatever it is that you need. that helps you to see what took place in the recent past enough so that you're able to then make a choice. And because this is in a social part of your sky, it's about seeing certain people differently, particularly those people you consider friends or are connected with through groups, including professional groups at that. Where it comes to matters of love, there is very big news on that front because throughout this month, Jupiter is going to appear to, for the most part, be standing still. On the 11th of the month, Jupiter will officially, technically go retrograde. And that means that throughout this month, Jupiter is closer to the Earth than it might otherwise be, maximizing its potential for hope, for blessings, for possibility, and for good fortune. Now, it is Jupiter that is in your opposite sign, of partnerships of all kinds, of love as well. And if ever there was energy that said there would be a focus on matters of love, this really would be it. The wonderful thing about Jupiter here is that it is an energy of hope. It's an energy of the possible. It's an energy of growth. And it's an energy that says wherever you start out in love, well, there's advancement. There's a sense of you moving forward in terms of your understanding of what partnership is for you and the value, past and present, of those key partners in your life. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, if ever there was energy that said you could very well connect with someone else now, this really would be it. It's a very fortunate time. You are going to want to pace yourself a little bit. And I say that because Jupiter and Saturn are hanging out pretty much throughout this month, speaking in supreme harmony. And that suggests that there absolutely are going to be options available to you. But at the same time, there might be a part of you that's playing the long game. And that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, it is through patience that you just might find yourself aligning with someone where there is real long-term potential there. For those of you just starting to date someone, a lot of the energy right now is very hopeful and it can be very fun as well. But again, I do think a part of you is playing the long game. Mercury is retrograde. All is not as it seems. You want to be careful of people you gather with in groups at social events or people you consider friends sort of talking you out of or having an opinion about this person that you're just getting to know, because ultimately they might miss certain nuances that actually are quite important, especially in terms of your understanding as to whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with. But for all that, it's a good idea to stay open because there are absolutely options available to you in the context of love. But I do think with Jupiter in your opposite sign, there might be a part of you that feels just ready to partner up in some way. And whether or not this is the person to partner up with, I would invite you again, pace yourself, especially this month with that retrograde Mercury. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority is going to find that you're feeling very fortunate for your established bond. There's a lot of love there. There's deepening connection there. And there's a sense of the possible that much more in terms of all the things the two of you have yet to share and do, which is such a beautiful thing. Now, there is going to be that very small percent out there. If you felt for a while that you might not be in the right relationship for you, a lot of that feeling is going to stir very strongly for you at this time. And that feeling, that stirring very strongly is meant to awaken a sense of faith in love itself, whether that works out with this person or not. It's like you know that there's love in the world for you. That might just be an intuitive feeling, or it might be a belief in the higher principle of love, but it absolutely is in abundance on offer to you, whether it's obvious to you at this time or not. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love, well, the energy of, I will say Jupiter going retro. Normally when a planet goes retro, its energies turn inward. And yeah, for some Capricorns, this is going to be about really reflecting on partnership and trust, what worked in the past, what didn't, how you feel about where you are in terms of partnership, and what it is that feels like it resonates as right for you. And whether that is allowing yourself to bring healing energy to what it is that didn't work before, or whether it is being that much more open to the possibilities in front of you or a part of you now, there's absolutely the sense, the correct sense, that there are people available to you to share, to spend time, and to really feel a sense of deepening connection that only partnership, professional, personal, or otherwise, can bring. Thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate over at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expansive, exclusive video scopes each week for each sign for as low as just $3 a month. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, links below. A limited number of consultations are available with me between now and the end of the year, online on my website, NadiyaShah.com, and in person this month in Montreal, Canada. You can learn more and sign up for yours now, link below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.